A man stands at the end of a long corridor. Scattered down its length is an obstacle course. Boxes, a wastebasket, a stack of papers, chairs pushed out at angles. He is asked to walk to the other end. There's a catch. This man is blind. Not blindfolded, blind. Ask him what's in front of him and he'll tell you, honestly, that he sees nothing at all, just darkness. He starts walking, and he weaves. He steps around the wastebasket. He angles past the stack of papers. He slips between the chairs without brushing one and arrives at the far end untouched, having dodged every obstacle in a hallway he swears was empty. Afterward, he has no idea why he moved the way he did. He didn't see the boxes. He'll insist there was nothing to avoid. And yet something in him saw all of it, steered him around every object, and never once told him it was there. This is blindsight, and it means that seeing and knowing you see are two different things that can come apart. To understand how that's possible, you have to know what kind of blindness this is. His eyes are perfectly fine. They catch light, they focus it, they fire signals down the optic nerve exactly as yours do. The problem is deeper in, at the back of the brain. There's a region there called the primary visual cortex, sometimes just V1. It's the great gateway where raw signals from the eyes are first turned into the rich, conscious picture you experience as sight. In these patients, that region has been destroyed, usually by a stroke. The eyes work. The wiring to the eyes works. But the theater where vision becomes a conscious image has burned down. And so, in the part of the world that region used to handle, the person consciously sees nothing. As far as their awareness is concerned, they are truly, completely blind. Except their behavior says otherwise. The first hints came decades ago from a patient known in the literature as DB. In his blind field, he reported seeing nothing, but researchers asked him to guess anyway. They'd show a spot of light he swore he couldn't see and ask, "Is it on your left or your right?" He felt like he was choosing at random. He thought the whole thing was pointless. He was right almost every time. They pushed further. Show a line and guess whether it's tilted this way or that. Show a moving dot and guess which direction it's going. Is that shape an X or an O? Over and over, in a field where he insisted there was only darkness, DB guessed far better than chance, as if some part of him could see the very things he had no awareness of. He was baffled by his own success. He wasn't seeing, he was knowing without seeing. So how does information get from working eyes to steering behavior while completely skipping conscious sight? Because the route through V1 is not the only road out of the eye. It's the main highway, the one that produces the vivid picture in your head. But roughly 1/10 of the signals leaving your retina branch off onto older, deeper pathways, routes we share with animals that came long before us. They run through ancient structures beneath the cortex, one of them called the superior colliculus, and they specialize in fast, urgent, unglamorous jobs. Where is that thing? Is it moving? Is it coming toward me? Is that face angry? Those back roads don't build a conscious image. They never did. But they still work when the main highway is destroyed. So the blind sight patient's eyes are still quietly feeding these deep pathways, which still track objects in motion and threat, and still push that information into action, guiding a hand, steering a step around a chair, without ever routing it through the shattered region that would have made it conscious. There is even emotional blind sight. Patients who can guess, above chance, whether a face they cannot see is happy or afraid, because the pathway to the brain's fear center is still intact. And that is the quietly staggering thing this reveals. In your own head, right now, seeing and being aware that you see feel like a single, seamless act. Blind sight pulls them apart and shows you they were never the same thing. One is the raw processing of light into information and action. The other is the conscious experience of it, the picture, the feeling of looking. They are built by different machinery, and one can be stripped away while the other keeps running in the dark. which means the vivid visual world you're aware of is not all the seeing your brain is doing. It's the narrow, illuminated tip of it. Underneath, older systems are constantly watching, measuring, reacting, most of it never rising into awareness at all. A person with blind sight isn't a curiosity at the edge of neuroscience. They're a window into a truth about all of us. That awareness is only a thin layer laid over a vast machine that sees and decides and acts entirely in the dark. That's the fine print on your own sight, and reading it is exactly what this channel is for.